What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. It has been far too long since I've posted, and I thought what better way to get back into posting videos than to do one on my favorite player in the NFL right now, and that is Colston Loveland. So first, I want to give you guys a brief overview of where Colston Loveland's from, how his rookie year went, and then compare him to Brock Bowers and his rookie season, and show you guys why I'm super excited about Colston Loveland's second year in the NFL and his career to come. We were both born in Washington State, but Colston Loveland grew up in Idaho on a farm. He spent his 3-year college career with the Michigan Wolverines, winning himself a national championship in 2023. In 2024, in his junior year, Colston dealt with a shoulder injury, but still had done enough to get himself picked 10th overall in the NFL draft, landing with the Bears, who happen to be my favorite team, and even I'm repping the jersey today. I also want to share a couple of his accolades from his rookie season that he acquired. One being that he is one of two tight ends to have 10 plus receptions in a game before the age of 22. That is a super descriptive, unique stat, but him and Brock Bowers are the only tight ends to get 10 plus receptions in a game younger than 22. Second, he beat out Sam Laporta for the rookie tight end with the most playoff receiving yards in NFL history. Sam Laporta had 176, and Colston Loveland ended up with 193 receiving yards over 2 games this last year in the playoffs. Last year, he was also the highest graded rookie player on Player Football Focus, as well as the second highest tight end overall on Player Football Focus. Now, he does have to compete with Luther Burden and Rome Odunze for targets, but I think with his size and speed and the way that they use him pre-snap in motion, and put him in all sorts of locations on the field, in line, in the slot, and out wide, I think that he is their best threat on offense. I want to read a quote to you from Daniel Bradley from PFF. He wrote this: "The Bears' offense exploded last season, placing 9th in success rate during Ben Johnson's first year. A significant part of that improved efficiency was Loveland, who looked unstoppable late in the season. Indeed, Loveland's 86.9 PFF receiving grade was the second best among qualified tight ends from Week 9 onward, as were his 34 first downs gained. On an offense full of young and somewhat unproven playmakers, Chicago will assuredly continue to funnel the ball through the game-changing Loveland this season. With Travis Kelce declining of late and George Kittle's status uncertain after suffering a torn Achilles in the playoffs, Loveland should be firmly in the All-Pro mix alongside Trey McBride and Brock Bowers." So first off, when reading this, I was very impressed to see that Loveland ended with such a high PFF receiving grade and really finished the season strong. Here we have Colston's statistics from his rookie season, showing you from week 1 all the way through week 17, not including the playoffs. And as you can see, he started the year somewhat slow. In his first few weeks, he was only recording 2 targets, 1 target, 3 targets. But by the end of the year, he was putting together stat lines that showed 10 targets, 13 targets, 10 plus receptions, like I mentioned earlier, as only the second player to do so younger than 22. And he had his breakout game really in week 9 versus the Cincinnati Bengals. He scored 2 that game and finished with 118 yards. So that for me was really his breakout game. And then he remained consistent the rest of the year and really hit his stride in the last 4 games of the year, including the playoffs. And speaking of the playoffs, these were his stats from those 2 games against the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. In his first week versus Green Bay, he had 15 targets and 8 receptions for 137 yards. Unfortunately, no touchdowns, but he was super efficient on 80% of the offensive snaps and recorded 17 yards per reception. In week 2, he left the game early with a concussion, so he didn't get to record as high of a snap percentage or maybe even as many receptions as he could have or yards. But even still, he was utilized on 3rd and 4th downs and in key moments throughout the playoffs when the team needed him most. This is not something you can say about many rookie tight ends. Traditionally, tight ends have taken 2 to 3 years to really settle into the NFL, learn their role, and break out. But of recent, guys like Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta, and Colston Loveland have broken out in their first year, and tight ends have the opportunity to really hit their stride in year 1 and year 2. This next graphic is going to show you the side-by-side statistics for Colston Loveland and for Brock Bowers, both in their rookie seasons. So this would be 2024 for Brock Bowers and 2025 for Colston Loveland. Brock Bowers had 153 targets, 112 receptions, crazy, finishing the year at 1,195 yards. He had 10.7 yards per reception, 7.8 yards per target, and 5 touchdowns at the end of the year. On the other side, you see that Colston Loveland didn't put up the same total numbers, but you have to remind yourself he started the year slow, wasn't utilized in the same way as Brock Bowers from the jump, and it wasn't really until the last 4 weeks of the season where he started to accumulate the stats that I believe he should in year 2. So Colston Loveland ended his rookie year with 82 targets, 58 receptions, 713 receiving yards, and this is what I really love about Colston Loveland, is he gets targeted deep down the field and is great at acquiring yards after the catch. Here you can see he had 12.3 yards per reception, 8.7 yards per target, and finished the year with 6 touchdowns. When you look at their physical traits, they're similar, but Colston Loveland does actually have the edge in both height and weight, having a size advantage. I think Brock Bowers is slightly faster. Brock Bowers ran the 40 at his pro day and recorded a 4.53 40, whereas Colston Loveland never ran the 40, either at the combine or his pro day. But when interviewed and when estimated by scouts, they say that he could have been anywhere from a 4.5 to a 4.6. Now, taking a look at this graphic, it zooms in on both Colston and Brock's best 4-game stretches over their rookie seasons. So you can see here that the 4 games that Colston Loveland played to finish the year, including the playoffs, side by side with the best 4-game stretch for Brock Bowers, they were very similar. They both had 48 targets over 4 games. Brock Bowers had 4 more receptions at 32. But then in receiving yards, Colston Loveland had more at 378. Again, higher yards per reception and yards per target, but then only had 2 to Brock Bowers' 3 touchdowns. This graphic is significant to me and very encouraging because it shows me that in year 2, Colston Loveland has already shown his ceiling and his capability of putting up numbers like Brock Bowers did in his legendary rookie season. So that is my quick case for Colston Loveland. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I hope to post more content this off season and heading into the football season here in the fall. Also, please consider leaving a comment below on your thoughts on Colston Loveland. I'd love to hear if you are high or low on him, whether you think the market is too high or too low, and what you think he's going to provide for the Bears this year. But yeah, thanks again for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Pick the energy up. Dun, dun. Gotta make it hit, gotta make it hit. Gotta make it hit, gotta make it hit. Gotta make it hit, gotta make it hit. Make it hit.